Okay, I'm at Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's house. I'm on the back patio looking over my shoulder towards the house. Just got finished with the tour. It was pretty interesting, all kinds of neat stuff in the house, and a very interesting tour. It was very well guided. A couple of kids that were screaming and carrying on, but other than that it wasn't too bad. So I had a really good time. I'll pan around a little bit so we can see what everything looks like. I'm gonna take some walks around the place here and we get to see everything, and I'll check in a little bit later. Okay, here I am looking at the back of the house. I walked back over to where we came out the doors where this lady is going in. She was our tour guide. Very interesting looking out through the grounds. I'm not quite sure which way is which. I'm gonna take a guess and say this is looking to the east, but I'm not sure. I'll figure it out and let you know later. Just gonna do a slow pan around, and he's got a sort of sundial here. This big patio was here in Jefferson's time. Didn't have the guardrails on it though. And here we are back around to where we started. Okay, I'm looking at the back, or maybe they considered this the front of the house with the dome. Its face is southwest, so I'm going to turn around and get a little pan going. See what we're looking at. Jefferson's grave is down at the bottom of the hill, and I'll walk over to that. It actually might be where those people are standing, I'm not sure. But there's, like a pavilion or yard area here. You can look around. I'll pan all the way around. And there's the pavilion again that I was standing on earlier. Now this is the south pavilion of the house. Come out here, it's like the north one, which is where I just was. That's facing southwest, and then here's south. This is the little house that Jefferson lived in when they first came here while the main house was being built. It's a basically one room house, and after the main house was finished, they used this. He stored his law books here, and this is where some people that were studying under him would come and study law. They're doing some construction of some sort here. Fixing something, I don't know quite what's going on there. Pan around. That's it. This is interesting. They had a fish pond here that they'd catch fish, in the area, and they'd keep it alive in this pool until they were ready to use it or eat them. That's kind of neat. It's right out behind the first little one room house where Jefferson lived before the main house was complete. There's the for that. The hammering you hear in the background is some construction going on. I'm going to walk on down the trail here towards Jefferson's grave and pan around the rear garden area, I guess they would call this. There's the house. Okay. Hey, this is underneath the south pavilion. We've got, of course, bathrooms here now, but back in the day they had the smokehouse was under here. In fact, some workmen are in here doing some hammering and repairs, so we'll walk in here and see what's in here. It's actually pretty neat. They had the fireplace here in the doorway, and that's where they would make the smoke, and then they'd go on in here pretty much a wood floor. And this is the way they smoked everything.
It's chilly riding on the car.
Yeah, it's like I'm warming up now.
Let's see how it works.
And the platters.
Yeah.
And there was the opening for, I guess, where the smoke came out. Hey, this is the cook's room. And you're thinking it's probably an entire family lived in here. And, next to the kitchen, which I'm assuming is over there to the right. I haven't been over there yet. But there's some pieces they found during, research, and I guess when they were restoring the building. And this is the kitchen. So this is next to the cook's room where I was just visiting. Looks like they have an oven over here to the right, baking bread. Big table, all the implements you need to make it happen.
Chinese full of pasta, macaroni.
The small one runs the wall.
That was a beautiful club. That small one, I remember it really good. That's my favorite color. She didn't make it cook. But this way, when we eat this in the morning.
And this is the walkway under our south pavilion. Looking towards the house just from the kitchen. This was the way they would have taken the food up to the house. And I'm walking up the passageway, see where it comes out. Pretty interesting. This must be the wine cellar.
Or locked.
Oh, yes. Oh no, it's just a storage cellar. Well, large cans of cider, beer, and pipes. 126-gallon casks. And here we are looking in. Yeah, I'll probably take a picture here. Okay, this would be my favorite place. This is the beer cellar. Where I guess they brewed their own beer. There's a picture of the operation. I'll pan around so I can read it. And here's the way they bottled it. It's like about probably half-gallon bottles. They cork them. And I guess they're the casks that they were fermenting in. Oh yeah. And here we are under the house. This is the way the house was laid out. The way, let's see if I can get to where I can actually read some of this stuff here. There's kind of a glare. I don't know if we'll be able to make this out eventually or not. It's pretty neat. They ring for service. The bell. Yeah. They get attention. They come running up and see what was going on. Pretty neat. This is the wine delivery item. 4 trolleys, wine. And pull it up, and in the kitchen upstairs, or the dining room upstairs, there was another side. I don't know, we must not be at the same place, where it came down on the other side of the fireplace. That was pretty interesting. Okay, so they always had a key for everything to make sure you didn't make off with their goodies. And walking out from underneath their house over to this is the wine cellar, okay. Lots of creaking, that's people going upstairs. Looking at the bottom of the timber. I don't know how well that's going to show up, it's kind of dark in here. And there's some of the wine would be stacked, and then these are cases that it would be shipped in or brought over. Around out here, windows at ground level out behind the garden. Okay, here's downstairs at the dumbwaiter for the wine. This is what they had, the same thing upstairs. That's how it worked.
Oh, look at the original door, huh?
Oh, hey, this would be my second favorite place. And they had the dumbwaiter on either side. There's the bottom part. It's like some of the wood's rotted away, and this was the other side. The good bottle went up on, I think it was on the right side, which was this side, and the bad bottle, empty, came down on the other side. And this is the original door. Got it encased in plastic, so can't get your grubby paws on it, which is probably a good thing. I'm sure somebody would have scribbled their initials in it by now. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back out and continue on down the hallway. And this comes out the other side under the house. I'm assuming this would be the northern pavilion where it was just, and they have another storage cellar here, which is very similar to the one that's on the other side that I looked at. Pretty interesting stuff. And looking up this way, this goes basically around the same way as the other one did. Okay, this is, I walked around, I'm on the south side of the house, looking at the entrance where they brought us in. I don't know if you're supposed to, you can walk around here or not. I'm going to. Worst they can do is tell me not to do that. And you can see up here, front, and I took pictures of the front of the house earlier. Okay, I'm walking around the front of the house now. I decided I'd just go ahead and roll the dice and see. Worst thing that could happen to me is probably not as bad as it's happened before. This is the entranceway. Jefferson has a clock that's up underneath the eave there. It just has an hour. It could ring. It had a bell. I don't think they have the bell ringing anymore. I'm going to tell you what time it was. You were supposed to be able to hear it from anywhere on the grounds. This is a wind vane, and it's got a pointer or an indicator which is up under the eave of the house, so from any of the front 5 rooms of the house you could look out and see which way the wind was blowing in the event there was bad weather and you didn't want to walk outside and look. I'll continue walking around. This is very Oh, hopefully I'm not joggling myself too much. Very, very neat. Jefferson's home. The next crew is coming up the walk, so I must hurry along here. But it's pretty interesting. I'll stand still and hopefully get a good pan before anybody walks in. And I'm on the back side of the house again. I noticed this stump of this massive old oak tree it must have died and they had to cut it down. But if I come around here, this thing's got to be 6 feet across. At the bottom, maybe more like 7. It's pretty far across. It was a huge tree. It might have been here in Jefferson's time. It's hard to say. But anyway, thought that was interesting. I'm going to continue my tour. And this is a northern pavilion cellar. It's probably very similar to what's on the southern side where I went. And this is, well, I guess they have several cabinets here. I guess this is where they were doing the laundry, I think, is what the sign said out front. And these would be cauldrons where they heat the water. The fireplace to do washing and laundry, you know, etc. Some bugs fell down in there and croaked. Okay. And here's your laundry table. All you women will appreciate that. It's where you can fold up clothes and do, you know, stuff same as you do today. I expect it's probably harder today because you have to do it yourself instead of have your slaves do it. But you know, such is life. Then we'll walk out. This is again under the north pavilion. Open area here. Monticello's dependencies. There are spaces for working, living, horse carriages, you know, there's think of what's going on here. And here we are walking back down the outside. See what's in here. Oh, these would be stables where you keep your horses and other goodies. Bag of straw there. And hay up here. That's where they would, you know, I guess keep it. The horse could reach up there and help himself. I guess is the way it would have worked. That's pretty interesting. You walk down through here, and yeah, you put your straw up in there, and you know, oat, whatever other stuff you're feeding them. Yeah. Again, this is under the North Pavilion. Well, I guess this would be the storeroom where you keep tack and there's your horse feed, etc. Okay, I'm walking down from the house. This is the remains of a joinery where they had the woodworking shop. Yeah, it's a chimney left over. And it's also out by the garden that's to the, I believe it's the south side of the house. I'm looking up here and you can see the house through here. I'm on my way down to Jefferson's grave. And then the garden is up there at the top of the hill here. Okay. I'm going to continue on down the trail and we'll get there eventually. Okay, I'm here at Thomas Jefferson's grave. This is actually a larger monument than was originally designed by Jefferson. It was placed here by the U.S. government in, I think it was 1883 or something like that. And so actually there are several people under the grave. But it's pretty interesting. They don't let you in the graveyard. You have to do it from behind the fence. But it's still very awesome to be here and to see this. Okay, I'm still looking back up towards the house from the cemetery. Jefferson's grave. Up at the other end. Get through a spider web there. I didn't realize that. And what I'm getting ready to do now is walk down the trail back to the visitor center and the parking lot. So this will probably be my last installment. Awesome tour.